how did I end up in wine? How did I come about here? I started early on. I was 19. I lived in Italy, and that's where I discovered wine, Italian wine, Chianti, and then went to the States, college, waiter, restaurant manager, and I opened my own restaurant. That was in 1985 or so was when I had early access to wine through buying for my restaurant, and then I made a bigger restaurant. I got more involved, and at some point I fell in love with the whole idea of wine. I started importing wine. I left the restaurant, I sold my share, and I started importing wine from Italy, from France, into California. And I think that wasn't enough. I had to live in Tuscany, so I packed my family and we went to Tuscany, and it was the dark days in '94. Every property was for sale in Italy, so I leased vineyards, I leased a winery, I started making wine. Then I went to Puglia, I made wine there. So that's how I got involved. In '97, I came to Armenia to visit as a tourist, and I was told that this is where everything started. This is the ground zero of winemaking, the history of winemaking, of viticulture, not winemaking. So I fell in love with the idea. I came, got land, planted vineyards in 20-some years ago, 25 years ago now. And I came back in 2009, and I've been here ever since, making wine for myself. I have an incubator winery I make for other projects, people who have vineyards and want to make wine. So roughly I have 30-some years, over 32, 33 years I've been involved in wine. Why some people consider the origin of wine, Armenia, to be where it all originated. There are two routes. One is the mythological route, that Noah went on the ark, the flood, and then it landed on Mount Ararat, which is the highest peak around in this plateau. And then he came down, and the first thing he did was plant a vine. Then, of course, everything is fast, very quick in the Bible. And then he planted wine, made wine, got drunk, and so on and so forth. So that's the mythological. And it might be that there is some basis to that. There must have been flooding somewhere around here, and so on and so forth, let's say. But the truth remains that we have the oldest winery in the world, which is in the Armenian cave. And that's dated, carbon dated 6,100 years as the oldest evidence of winemaking. The true pips, stems, petrified. So with carbon dating, they figured out 6,100. So that's 6,100 years of systematic winemaking. It means big amphora, medium-sized amphora, smaller amphora. So, and I don't think you go from zero to amphora in 2 years. So let's add a few hundred years, if not 1,000 years on that to reach that point. So we thought it's around 7,000, 8,000 years of winemaking. 2 months ago, Science magazine published an article which was a big collaboration between scientists from Armenia and around China, and they dated it to 11,000 years. So now it is 11,000 years ago. It is from these foothills, not Armenia proper because they can't identify, but it was the foothills of Mount Ararat, could be Georgia, could be northern Iran, could be Armenia. From here, the vine, probably the Vitis vinifera, emigrated to Western Europe and stuff. 11,000 years, we might say, what's the big deal? It's a huge deal because it means that somehow the grapes grown here found fertile land, fertile in the sense that not quantity, but that it had high acidity, they had the right terroir to make the wine, and these wines were coveted, and there's history, Herodotus saying Armenian merchants took the wine to Babylon, and so on and so forth. So that makes it a patrimony of sorts, not ours, but global patrimony. And the last maybe 10 years is when the sense of discovery, experimentation came into it. So there was thousands of years Then we had around 78 years of Soviet rule, where they cared, but they really didn't care that much whether there was some weird variety somewhere. They wanted quantity. They needed to take wine to Moscow, to St. Petersburg, Armenia, Georgia, Moldova, Ukraine, had to supply all of these grapes to go to Russia. So that now, since independence, and especially the last 12, 13 years, this wine renaissance has happened in Armenia. And now we're rediscovering what we had and what's good to keep, what's worth to work on and stuff. So that's the story overall, the Nova genetic, now we have around 100 Armenian varieties that are genetically fingerprinted. In the old days, we opened the book, there was a drawing of a leaf, the bottom of the leaf, the bunch, and then description of the bunch. That's how we said, oh, this is RNA, oh, this is Voskeha. Now we're saying this is a clone of RNA, this is the other clone of RNA, and they're both RNA, or all of them are RNA, or Tozot, and then we can also say, Tozot and these white grapes are related, this and so we have a dendrogram of all of this. So it's a wonderful thing that it took 11,000 years to come here. Now, how long? Hopefully we'll take it another few thousand years. Our job now is this decade, 2 generations, what we can do in Armenia to make great wine.